you'll see on the one of my wife's hairs caught in the Velcro with this thing, and I can't seem to grab a hold of it. Oh, it's actually a little piece of the Velcro coming loose. I don't want to pull on that, but it'll unravel. You get these little strings, you just got to make sure you cut them off. Man, it looked like it was a lot longer than that. But welcome back to the iron. Today is Sunday, July the 19th. Can't believe that it's already the 19th of July. It's crazy. Summer solstice has come and gone. We've lost it's about an hour of sunset. It's amazing how quick that thing ramps. I mean, our sunset was at 9, well, maybe not quite an hour. I get confused because the actual sunset number and then twilight, because I mean, you can still, like at summer solstice, you can still see outside until almost 11 o'clock at night. You can still be doing stuff out in your yard. 10:30, absolutely for sure. A lot of farm equipment moving around. They've come out and hayed and did everything to their fields, and now everything's kind of getting moved back. God, it feels great to ride this iron. It feels absolutely fantastic. They're riding that big old heavy Chieftain, and then Friday I rode my Road King to work. So the more touring type bikes are, they're heavy and not cumbersome, but just you're just dealing with a lot of weight. It's like jumping from an old 70s or 80s Cadillac and then jumping in a Honda Accord. You feel like you're in a Bullet. That's the way this thing feels. It feels light, nimble, and very, very fun. It's always the hugest pleasure to ride this thing. No matter what bikes I end up through the years, I'll always have this little gal. It's too much fun. I've been kind of pondering once again about putting the 1200 kit in this thing. I hope I switch this back to, I ain't even paid attention if I switch this thing back to Super View. Because I was running this with the Sino on the trip in standard 1080p, because it would pick up the whole side of my helmet if I didn't. The Super View is crazy wide. Oh, look at this lighting though. Man, look at just that golden light laying on there. We're not in the golden hour yet either. Golden hour would be about 7:40 on, well, till sunset. But I didn't want to wait too long. It made it to 104 degrees at our house today. And we have two thermometers sitting in two different areas, because sometimes the morning sun can affect the thermometer, and the evening sun can affect. So I mean, the way we're looking at, there was no sun hitting either one of them, and both of the thermometers said it was 104 degrees. But yet, if you looked on your app down in town, it said it was 99, and we're up from town, so I'm not quite sure. Wow, that bee just, I don't know if that showed up on camera, but that sucker just beeline my hit around the top of my shield. Glad it didn't hit my lens. Of course, I'd be so cocky to say it didn't. Boy, my little mirror, because it's plastic, has got all scratched up from carrying it in my pocket on the trip, and now it's ruined. They probably use some kind of plastic polish and clean it up. I really don't want to get a glass mirror. I just have this weird little thing of crashing. But yet, I got my phone on me, so how much glass is in that? But old St. Helens, she's sitting out there with no snow to speak of. Well, I think there's a snow layer, but it's got down to where the ash and stuff is in the snow from way back when. So, I'm actually running a little errand at the grocery store. I thought, well, I'm not dragging that car out, air conditioning and all. And I looked, it's It's showing about 89 now. But man, it stayed up in the upper 90s for quite some time. It's ramping off and cooling off pretty quick now. 90 degrees is a whole lot better. Kelly, she smokes, and then she doesn't smoke in the house. She goes out on the patio. She was telling me, you really, really, really have to want a cigarette to go out there in that heat and smoke a cigarette. She goes, it's so hot you can't hardly even breathe. And there's Rainier, if that's showing up at all. Sometimes this polarizer filter makes that happen, or at least it shows it very clearly on my on the rendered version on my laptop. But you know how YouTube further degrades your video, a lot of times it tends to knock some of the dynamic range out of the picture, which makes some things wash out and disappear. I actually see them on my computer way more than I see them once it's uploaded. And I'm not talking, you know, pre-rendering. I'm talking after it's rendered. They show up plain as day. But even watching it on that 4K television set, which up-reses, it's crazy what that 4K television set does to 1080p. It's freaky. It has this 3D look that's just amazing. But anyway, thinking it was still hotter than Hades out here, I put my heat out gear, just the top, the long sleeve top. But now I'm out here, I didn't need it. It wasn't until I walked outside and went, what the hell? You know, there's some oxygen left in the air. The heat isn't as bad. And I changed my strap links on my backpack for wrapping it over my, I got this big Tourmaster bag that all my clothes and some other things, quick access things go into. And I normally keep the extra strap tied up, and I didn't, and that thing just the heat out gear, which is like pantyhose and a t-shirt, them damn straps are beating the hell out of me going down the road. God, it feels so good to ride this thing. Anyway, I needed a break. I've like occupied my every waking moment dealing with them videos. It's not that like there's some huge rush to get them out. I hate having a huge backlog, and I vlogged a bunch when I rode the Indian Chieftain back to work on Thursday, and then I rode the F3 Spider back. Yeah, imagine that, still for sale. I think that thing will be for sale for a long... Oh my god. Oh my god. What in the hell? It's burnt to the ground. Holy shit. Well, I bet you there'll be an arson investigation over this. Oh my god. That's crazy. Holy shit. Well, guess that's how you deal with a house that is about to slide off a hill and has no water, huh? Wow, look at that, where the arch of the roof is sitting there still. Jeez Louise. Wow. Boy, she really went off. Man. Look at that, the roof is just gone on this side. Oh my god. Kelly's gonna freak out. Wow. You know, and the sad thing was, this is just a cute as hell little house. Man. She gutted out. Well, that roof it needed as well is not a concern anymore, is it? Man. I wonder what the hell happened. Man, you really gotta... There's the callets right there. What you don't see is the just sheer drop off of a cliff right here. And everything's kind of looking like it's slipping down the hill. Wow. That's nuts. Man, being out here in the middle of nowhere, this thing probably burned for a while before somebody realized what was going on, and the fire department got out here. Dang. Well, that 70s kitchen is no longer a 70s kitchen. This thing was built in 74. And I mean, nobody's done anything with that kitchen. Shit, now I can't get out. Wow. That's freaking amazing. It's amazing all the house wiring that's in a house that you don't notice until you come across one that's been... Well, you know what? I might not be able to get out of here. I don't really want to walk across that. We just sneak out by the garage over here. Wow, that's freaking nuts. Here, let's just take... Come on, camera. Recognize my thumbprint. Or phone. Sorry to take a bunch of pictures right in front of you. Guess I could stop the camera and come back later, huh? Wow, that's nuts. Wow, I was just gonna joke about the thing still being for sale. That, you know, it's probably gonna be that way for a while. I never get my bike in pictures. That seems to be the thing a lot of guys do, is take a picture with their bike in it. That thing stinks like holy hell, too. It smells like burnt carpet. Well, I did not expect to come around the corner and see that. Problem solved. She was in a... She had been repoed, and the owners, I guess, just walked away from it. And here's that well they tried to dig. But they dug it. I mean, it's a cliff out there. The water's going to go at an angle. Maybe they thought they could dig down enough. But that pipe right there is where they tried to dig for water. And I guess somewhere out here there's an underground stream, and that's, for all those years, that's where that house has been getting the water. Well, when the bank repoed it, it repoed all the other land the guy had, the different parcels and whatnot. And the bank, ooh, this thing shifts so easy, I basically shifted on accident there, no clutch or nothing. But they, whatever easement was, you know, put in there to pull the water, it was the guy's property, but it, you know how they're in parcels. But anyway, they shut that supply of water off. I don't know why you wouldn't try to sell it with all the land and everything and just leave well enough alone. But the fact that thing looks like it, I mean, you can see some of the trees have moved. Trees, I explained this once before, but you know, when a hill slides, the tree will gradually turn, because the tree always wants to go straight up. And there's a lot of those trees that are leaning over that show no signs of trying to turn. Like you can see that one's trying to turn and come up. But there's a lot of trees that are laid over that are showing no signs whatsoever of being there long enough that, you know, they're trying to turn and come back up. So that hill's moving pretty fast. Jeez, I did forget how stiff the suspension is on this thing. Got a couple of surprises there. Used to ride in the that Chieftain. Geez, that thing was like a motocross bike. That old Cadillac. She didn't bottom out or nothing. On them crazy rough roads too. That's nuts. That thing wouldn't bottom out. Seen my hawks on these poles in a while. I usually see those in the fall or in the early in the spring when we catch those little nice days. I think those you know, those sudden surprise nice days, the little mice are out there running around, and rabbits and whatever. I think that's what they're after. There ought to be some good light on the old barn today. Yeah, she's not quite golden hour looking. There's always deer out there too. I don't know what those trees are, but they pick stuff out of them trees. Still very beautiful though. Like the summer's gone long enough that even the little wildflowers are missing. There's some of that, what do they call it, tansy ragwort? Those little yellow flowers there. You don't want those in your field with your horses and cattle and whatnot. What's funny is, you know, there's a big freak out about that being in your field, but the horses don't eat it anyway. They don't like, obviously it must taste poison because they don't touch them, but I don't know, maybe they can get mixed in, seeds or something get mixed in with the grass as they pollinate or do whatever they do. You're supposed to dig them up out of the ground and stick them in garbage sacks, and because the seeds and stuff fall off of them, and I think you're supposed to wait a certain amount of time, then you burn them or you throw them away. Maybe you're not supposed to burn them. I don't recall. Kelly knows all that stuff, because we got a couple of spots where they grow out in our field. We got to go out there and dig them up. Of course, they do it in the middle of summer when the ground's like a brick. I love seeing cows in the field. Like everywhere I've lived, cows in the fields. That was a whole gaggle of a family going for a walk there, wasn't it? See the skunk? There's a skunk on the side of the road. Should we go check him out? I'm not going to get close to him. He may spray me. Oh, forget this iron doesn't turn very sharp. I don't know where he went. He was sitting here right on the side of the road. I must have scared him back off in the bushes or something. Watch me turn around right where he's at and he sprays me or something. Oh man, this thing does not have a tight turning radius. Yeah, but that was crazy. He was just sitting there right on the side of the road. Hope that showed up on camera. It's a little tiny skunk. I got all them people looking at me now going, what's that guy on the bike doing? Oh man, with the sun sitting the way it is, it's going to blast you just directly in the face. Oh, I guess, well, I can dogleg a little bit. I guess I'll talk to you probably long. Oh, nice. The remote didn't connect. I love it when it does that, because now you're asking yourself, are you recording or are you not recording? Give her a second here. Yeah, I can't really tell. Looks like 18, 19 minutes, something like that. So anyway, it's gonna have you right in the sun, and that'll blast you good. Anyway, I wanted to take the little iron that's sitting there playing around with the videos. It was funny, first couple of days I was back, I'd come home from work and, you know, swinging there to bring the Spider in or the Road King or whatever, and I'd walk past the iron and I don't know, I just had this little shock for a second there that it was Triple X Deadhead's bike. You spend that many days riding with somebody and seeing that bike, it's like you don't think about it being yours, you think about his bike sitting there. I'm like, I was telling Kelly, that's really weird. I said, I've walked by that thing a couple times and like double take and go, like, why is his bike here? Yeah, is that, you know, that little fleeting flash of a moment where you get that little thought. But funny. So anyway, I was editing another video today, and I thought, man, if it ever cools down enough for me to go for a ride, which I didn't think it ever would, then Kelly and I went out looking at a house earlier today, and she goes, don't let me forget, I gotta stop at the grocery store. And I said, oh, I won't. Well, I did. She forgot, I forgot. So she goes, damn, she goes, I forgot to stop at the store. You were supposed to remind me, you know. I can never remember. Oh man, I had my vents closed. How did I manage that? I probably took that whole trip with them back vents closed. Under my head. I'm riding along and it feels like I'm not getting any flow through there. Whew, that feels good. It's amazing if little tiny holes can move that much air. But anyway, I told her, I said, well, don't worry. I'll just jump on the old iron and take it for a ride. Give me a good excuse. And I don't know where I took it last time, but I went 30 miles and didn't top the tank off, so swing by and do that right quick too. I like them always to be topped off. I'm just gonna backtrack exactly the way I came. Well, maybe we'll turn up and go by the airport, and I'll let you go up there. How about that? I want to make a half-hour vlog, and the only interesting thing that came up was a burnt house. Man, that's so wild. And man, even the realtor gal just, I mean, without coming out and saying it, and she had a friend of hers, an older gentleman that's getting his realtor's license, and both of them are basically all but saying, don't even think about this place. You know, we're looking at the hill, and the fact there's no water, and they've already tried to get water, and I mean, you can spend some insane amount of money drilling for water. You can spend a lot of money and end up with nothing, which seems impossible around here. But you know, this house is on the side of a cliff. That water table is gonna go at an angle. It's not gonna float to the edge of the cliff and go down. It's gonna go at an angle. You know, the typical path of least resistance, so to speak. You know. Some cool looking clouds. I don't know if you can even make them out, but they're like puffy. It's like there's wind underneath them that's kind of spinning them off. Oh, look at that. It's got a shade over Mount Rainier, and Mount Rainier looks like it's black and has no snow on it. That shows out of that all right there. That seems to be a bigger standing joke than I realize about me pointing out things you guys can't see. I guess I should officially stop doing that, huh? I've even come across vlogs where people are joking about me doing that. So we passed the airport. shame. You know, whatever the deal was with that house, it was a cute as hell house. It was like, I don't know, 15 or 1600 square feet, something like that. More than big enough for Kelly and I. But, you know, it didn't come with the land across the way like we thought, which is a bigger deal than what we thought as well, because that's where the water was coming from. So anyway, it was something that was never going to happen anyway. We do need plenty of land, unless we just stop with all the animals, which, you know, at some point, you know, they become more expensive, more of a hassle to keep. You know, it's like them horses, as much as we ride them anymore, they're more like pets than they are anything. Well, a horse is a pet anyway, but unless you're using it on a farm or something, but who does that anymore? But the usefulness we get out of them isn't as much. She doesn't go riding with her friends, and I hardly ever ride them. I'm always I know that's ridiculous, because, you know, somebody taller than me can weigh as much as me and be in perfect shape, but I always feel like I'm gonna hurt the horse or something, which I know is completely ridiculous, but it's not like I'm riding a pony or something. But anyway, that turns out to be the vlog, I guess. A burnt house, and not a whole bunch more. So went way past the airport. I'm already back to State Route 505, about to go down into Toledo. So I am going to say bye now. I appreciate you guys hanging around. Welcome back to the old iron. She's a ton of fun, as always. It's funny how spunky this thing is with just the 883. Man, that exhaust and intake and the dialing that mapping in just makes these things a pleasure to ride. It's crazy when you ride one of these that haven't been mapped. They got like a power band that's like 2,500 RPMs wide. Anything below that, they kind of boggy. Anything above that, they're just flat. And this one just pulls all the way till it bounces off the rev limiter at 7,500 till it goes boom, boom. But anyway, oh, that feels nice and cool. That feels fantastic. I'm gonna end up taking you right to that gas station, aren't I? But officially, I'm gonna say bye now. So thanks for watching. You guys have a wonderful day, and I hope you had a wonderful weekend. The weekend's over for me. Work starts again. So anyway, take care, and thanks for the 1000th time in one vlog. You guys take care now. Bye bye.